Drone Racers, released in November 2002 for the PlayStation 2, was an intriguing addition to the world of LEGO video games. Developed by Attention to Detail and published by LEGO Interactive, this game marked one of LEGO's attempts to expand its brand into the competitive world of racing games. While not as enduringly iconic as some of its other franchise-based video games, like LEGO Star Wars or LEGO Harry Potter, Drone Racers stands out as an early experiment in blending the brand's unique construction philosophy with more fast-paced, futuristic gameplay. The game was also ported to other platforms, including the GameCube and PC, but it was the PlayStation 2 version that likely garnered the most attention. Though there is little to no sales data out there for this game, it is likely to be the case due to the dominance of the console at the time, which allowed Drone Racers to be exposed to a large and diverse audience. So don't get mad asking for citations. Please, don't be a dick.
In terms of its development, Drone Racers was ambitious, drawing inspiration from the popular LEGO Racers series while trying to set itself apart with a more futuristic theme. It was a significant leap from LEGO's typical block building roots, with high-speed races, customization, and futuristic environments taking center stage. While the LEGO company had dabbled in racing games before, particularly with the original LEGO Racers in 1999, Drone Racers took a more mature and competitive approach, appealing to LEGO fans who also crave the adrenaline rush of arcade-style racing.
Please don't call them LEGO fills.
At the heart of Drone Racers was the promotion of LEGO's Drone Racers product line, which launched in the same year as the game. This was a sub-theme of the broader LEGO Racers theme, but it took a significant departure from traditional vehicle-based sets. Instead of focusing on realistic cars or race tracks, Drone Racers showcased futuristic, hovercraft-like vehicles that could race on tracks suspended in midair. The sets themselves were known for their sleek designs and complex building processes, catering to a slightly older demographic compared to traditional LEGO sets. The game's release was part of a broader marketing strategy to align the digital experience with the physical LEGO sets. It was hoped that players who enjoyed the video game might be drawn into buying the sets, creating a feedback loop between the physical and digital worlds. Despite this, the Drone Racers product line was relatively short-lived compared to other LEGO sub-themes, being discontinued after just a couple of years. However, it remains an interesting footnote in the history of LEGO's attempts to diversify its brand and keep up with evolving trends in both gaming and toy industries.
At its core, Drone Racers is an arcade-style racing game with a futuristic twist. The most notable comparison when describing the gameplay is a blend of Mario Kart and Wipeout, two well-known racing franchises that helped define the genre. Like Mario Kart, Drone Racers features power-ups scattered throughout the tracks, which allow players to attack opponents, boost speed, or defend themselves. It also incorporates customization options, letting players modify their vehicles to suit their racing style, whether they want to prioritize speed, handling, or resilience. On the other hand, the game shares similarities with Wipeout in its futuristic setting, high speeds, and the use of anti-gravity vehicles that hover over the tracks. This gives the game a unique dynamic compared to more traditional racing games. The vehicles in Drone Racers don't just drive, they glide, dip, and soar, offering a sense of motion that makes the races feel fast and intense. The game also features a variety of weapons and gadgets to spice up the competition, making the experience feel as much about strategy and combat as it is about pure racing skill.
The inclusion of a garage crew also taps into LEGO's philosophy of building and customization, albeit in a digital format. Much like building a LEGO set from scratch, players have the freedom to experiment with different configurations, combining parts and pieces to create the ultimate racing machine. This aspect of the game adds a layer of depth that goes beyond simply winning races. It encourages experimentation and creativity, which is where Drone Racers shines as a LEGO game. While the drones themselves are the star of the show, the tracks in Drone Racers unfortunately fall short of expectations. The game features a variety of courses set in different environments, but they often feel generic and lack the visual flair or creativity that you might expect from a LEGO game. This is especially disappointing considering LEGO's history of colorful, imaginative worlds, such as the ones seen in LEGO Island or LEGO Racers. However,
Drone Racers doesn't reach the same level of polish as either Mario Kart or Wipeout. While the controls are generally smooth and responsive, the gameplay can feel repetitive after prolonged play, and the AI can sometimes feel either too easy or frustratingly difficult. Still, for fans of LEGO and arcade races, the combination of customizable drones and fast-paced, weaponized races is a fun, if generic, experience. One of the most distinctive features of Drone Racers is its tournament mode, which allows players to build and manage their own racing crew. This garage crew is at the heart of the player's progression through the game, adding a sense of ownership and personalization that isn't always present in other racing games. Players can recruit drivers, customize their drones, and upgrade various parts of their vehicles as they progress through races. These upgrades aren't just cosmetic either. They have a tangible impact on the performance of the drones, meaning players need to think strategically about how to allocate resources.
The tracks are serviceable, offering plenty of twists, turns, and jumps to keep players on their toes, but there's little to distinguish one course from another. Some players may find this to be a missed opportunity, particularly given how integral world building is to LEGO as a brand. In contrast to the richly detailed vehicles, the environments feel bland and uninspired. That said, the focus of the game is clearly on the drones themselves, so perhaps the track design takes a backseat by design. Drone Racers holds an interesting, albeit obscure, place within the history of LEGO video games. By the time of its release, LEGO had already ventured into the world of gaming several times, with titles like LEGO Island, 1997, and LEGO Racers, 1999, laying the groundwork. However, Drone Racers marked one of the first times LEGO had explored a more futuristic, combat-oriented racing genre.
One of the lesser-known trivia about the game is that it was one of the last titles developed by Attention to Detail, which closed down shortly after its release. The developer had been known for its work on racing games, and while Drone Racers wasn't a massive commercial success, it represents an interesting swan song for the studio. And besides, there are worse ways a studio can go out. The LEGO brand would go on to achieve massive success in the gaming industry with the release of LEGO Star Wars, the video game in 2005, which introduced the template for LEGO's successful formula of humorous, accessible action-adventure games based on popular franchises. In comparison, Drone Racers feels like a relic of a time when LEGO was still experimenting with different genres and hadn't yet found its definitive gaming identity.
In summary, Drone Racers for the PlayStation 2 is an interesting, if imperfect, entry in LEGO's gaming history. Its combination of high-speed racing, customization, and futuristic drones offers a fun, arcade-style experience that blends elements of Mario Kart and Wipeout. The tournament mode, with its focus on managing a garage crew, adds depth to the game, allowing players to engage in the type of building and creativity that LEGO is known for. However, the game is hampered by its generic track design and occasionally uneven gameplay, which prevents it from reaching the heights of the franchises it seeks to emulate. Nonetheless, for fans of LEGO and futuristic racing games, Drone Racers remains a curious and enjoyable title that captures the spirit of experimentation during an interesting period in LEGO's gaming history.